What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. It's September 22nd, 2023. Welcome to Fightful. Welcome to Fightful's YouTube, especially. We are not streaming this anywhere else. Usually we'll multi-stream to Facebook, Twitter, to Twitch, all that good stuff. But I wanted to do this specifically for our YouTube audience because this is YouTube contingent, Jimmy. This is directly correlated to YouTube. We hit 100,000 subscribers. I can't even remember when we did it. We're now at 103,000. And as a result, we get nifty little play buttons. And mine is going to go right up there where that Bengals helmet is. I'm very excited about it, but it was quite a journey to even get these, yeah?
You know, Sean, you want to talk about how respectful I am? So I have been sitting on this, and I'm not going to show the front of it because it's got my address on it. I've been sitting on this for like a month, I feel like. And out of respect for you, Sean Ross Sapp, I did not open it. So I've been sitting on this thing in the box. You would have cared. You would have cared.
That's so funny. Jimmy is constantly like, you want to win that Fightful championship. You would have cared. I would not have cared one bit. I wouldn't have cared one bit.
Well, the play button, I think you would have cared. So out of respect, I kept it in the box. And should we tell the funny story about like the outfit where we get them and about what happened? Do you want to tell that?
Yeah, of course. That's what I was queuing you up for.
Okay, so here's how it works with YouTube, and hopefully we don't get demonetized. So here's what happens with YouTube. When you hit 100,000 subscribers, you get one for free, right? Mm-hmm. And if you want to get additional ones, you have to pay for them. And Sean and I felt that obviously Sean deserved one, but we also felt Alex Pulaski deserved one because he'd been here since day one. So we had to order the other two, one for Sean and one for Alex. I put the order in, I feel like it's been at least 2 weeks ago. And they said fraudulent transaction. And they put the kibosh on it. So I had to like battle through that. And I just 2-3 days ago put through the order for two more. Next thing I know, Sean Ross Sapp hits me up. He goes, "Hey, do you want to go on YouTube? I just got my silver plate button." I said, "What?" I just reordered it. So I was telling Sean, there's a chance you're going to get two more of these things.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's what happened. So I'm glad it arrived. And you know what? I want to say one thing too about this. When we started this thing, what was it? 8 years ago? 7 years ago?
About
7 years ago.
7 years ago. Yeah.
I was very naive when it came to how hard it is to get eyeballs online. Yeah. And you still bust my chops about the media buys. So I had been out of the media content game for almost a decade when we started Fightful. And when I was into it the first time, we're talking from like 1997 until 2005 or so much less competition. I was doing 50, 60,000 uniques a day with my original website. And so I had this naive impression when we started, I'm going to spend money on media buys. The content's going to be great. And the habitual viewers are going to be there. There's so much competition now, man. There's so much competition for eyeballs. It's so hard to develop a following. So I really appreciate our supporters. And that's one of the reasons why I really respect, say, a Denise Salcedo, a Chris Van Vliet, people who have been able to develop a really strong following because there's so much competition. It's very difficult in order to get that now. And kudos to you because you were instrumental in building YouTube. And
over 5,000 videos, I think 5,400 videos. I would say I've probably done between this and the other channels. We've got Fightful Scraps, by the way, guys. If you like our clips and stuff, go over to Fightful Scraps. Kyler does a great job there. But we're going to be accused of being on the AW payroll again.
I saw that.
Will Washington says, congrats on 100K. You should share a play button with that guy who used to host After Dynamite. He was pretty all right. Missed that guy. So my line of thinking, of course, we will always miss Will Washington. And, he is one of many. He joins such elites as Matt Riddle as people who graduated to contracts with main companies. You just know that's the company he loves to be in right there.
I'm sure.
That was also a big part of our early YouTube was, okay, well, we need to have personalities that people know. We had Showdown Joe Ferraro, and I'll always love Joe. That didn't quite work out the way that we wanted with the MMA growth because of the division in wrestling. But we had the late Elias Theodoru, a wonderful man who I adore and did incredible stuff for us. Sean Pearson, Frank Trigg. But on the wrestling side, Matt Riddle, we had Shane Helms, Vince Russo, but he sucked. Really terrible. But here we are at 100,000 subscribers. And my methodology, if it were up to me, every damn person ever would get a play button, but it's expensive. It's not going to happen. So I was like, okay, I think Alex Pawlowski deserves one because he's been here since subscriber 1. And in fact, subscriber 1 came before .com came, because before the site was up, I did, I think, a Raw review or something like that. I think I went live with Vince. I went live with Joe Ferraro because that was UFC 200 week. And
oh yeah, I remember Brock
here, that's right. And that was something I was adamant about. I was like, we have to launch this thing UFC 200 week because Brock is fighting. Mm-hmm. And if we are doing a crossover MMA pro wrestling site, that's what we need to lean into. And obviously we've put our eggs in the pro wrestling basket since then. But we're approaching UFC 300 now, Jimmy.
I know.
It's crazy and so insane.
I think I still have the email when you were recruiting Alex.
Oh yeah,
I think I have it, and Jeremy Lambert's too. I've got Jeremy Lambert's email from when you recruited him as well.
Here's a funny story. So the ways that we recruited people were just, I knew how to run a site. I wouldn't say handled the day-to-day of Wrestling Inc., but I handled the admin of Wrestling Inc. for over a year. So I knew how to run a wrestling website. It's just a matter of, will it be successful? And I'm trying to find people, and I see a guy that does absolutely hilarious reviews of like superstars or something. And it was Alex Pawlowski on Cage Side Seats. And I was like, okay, let me get that guy. We ran a contest, a DVD giveaway contest to get subscribers. And one of the guys that ended up like winning, he's like, hey, can I just write for your site and do these reviews? And I'm like, yeah. Then about 5 years later, he was still logged into our tweet deck and tweeted a thigh thing. Go figure.
I thought you were still talking about Alex.
No. Completely different guy. But that's where that guy came from. Carlos Toro started a podcast to interview me and then ask for a job. So the way that we were able to find talent then is so much different, to the point to where Will Washington approached me a couple of years ago, and I'm like, wait, this guy wants to work with us, type of thing. Like it's crazy to see how it's gone, and how we've grown and how we've helped. We certainly aren't responsible for Denise Salcedo's success, but how we've helped her develop, and she's helped us develop. And I feel confident in that now when people appear on Fightful, that also other opportunities open up for them.
Yep.
Mayor Pete says, congrats, guys. Any word on if AEW is still running Chicago the day before Thanksgiving? They're supposed to, but we're not. We're patting ourselves on the back right now. That's what we're here for.
It's going to turn into Fightful's The Hump Part 2. For the
week. We're here to pat ourselves on the back, and we're going to unbox these bad boys. Jake says, I discovered SRS back at Quizzlemania 3.5 years ago, and I've been here ever since. Congrats to SRS, Jimmy, Alex, and all the Fightful. 103K strong. Can't wait to see the 1 million unboxing. I wish. Also, big shout out to What Culture, who was quite honestly a big part, or not What Culture, fuck What Culture, fuck Matt Holmes. Wrestle Talk, man, Wrestle Talk was a big part of our growth because they put me on Quizzlemania, so I appreciate that as well. Also, to clarify, only fuck Matt Holmes, not the rest of What Culture. They're pretty cool people. But let's unbox these bad boys, Jimmy.
Sure.
Do we do them one at a time or what?
I don't care. Whatever you want.
Here we go. Here's what the box looks like. It's got the big black YouTube thing. Oh my gosh, it's just shrouded in mystery, Jimmy.
There's a fancy letter in there too. That's cool.
There's a fancy letter. Let's look at this. Oh, we got this little gimmick.
Oh,
honestly,
nice.
This is a pop filter, is what this is. But here is the YouTube letter. It says, it's like a cardstock letter too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you remember your first subscriber, your 100th, your 1000th? Chances are you do. And we know you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe even showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community you've built. We're proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community. We know your fans can't wait for you to amaze them even more with your commitment and creativity. So keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next, and we're here to support you along the way. Who knows? When you reach your 1,000,000th subscriber, we may just ask you and write and say, do you remember your 100,000th subscriber? Sincerely, Neil Mohan, YouTube CEO. Well, that's sweet. I will probably frame that as well.
Here for me is one of my best parts. There's a card in here saying, recognize your team, purchase additional awards. I tried to do that, and he said it was fraud. So I'm keeping that too.
Yeah, we get this little letter too that's saying, if for some reason it was damaged, let us know. And
yeah, it's actually quite nice. It's quite nice.
Here is this beauty. Here is this beauty. I'm going to take this thing out. There's the recognize your team.
There it is right there.
Got our little package in there as well.
Yeah. It's nice,
I got to be honest, man. I never thought that something like this would occur. We got our channel shut down a few years ago.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Very nice.
So the silver thing behind it, it's mirrored.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool.
It says presented to Fightful Wrestling for passing 100,000 subscribers. Look at that beauty.
You know something else funny?
What's that?
So it almost crossed my mind to do something stupid and jackassy, but I didn't. So they let me put in whatever name for the channel I wanted.
Yes.
And it crossed my mind. Should I fuck with Sean? But I didn't. I left it alone. So there you go.
Man, you're just an original prankster.
Something like that, because I know this is a big deal to you, and it is a big milestone.
It is a big deal to me. Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
like things like this. The way that I always put it is, I wanted the attention until I got the attention, but then when we reach things like this, and you really put it in perspective, that 100,000 people clicked a button for us and at least have considered watching our programming at some point. That is insane to me, man. The city that I lived in last year had 200 people in it.
Yeah.
And and Carlos Toro says, so proud of you guys for making it to 100K. Glad to have seen this channel grow from day one. Here's to you guys getting 1 million. We love you, Carlos. Carlos, a huge part of the first 5 years of Fightful. Also was there when I got my hair sawed off and had the balls to tell me that my haircut looked good. I looked like Bailey.
He told you that? Really?
He's like, it's not that bad. Nice. I was like, okay. And I pulled open my camera and I was like, you son of a bitch.
You ever watch Police Academy?
No.
So in one of the Police Academy movies, it's an old comedy movie series. One of the cops gets, I think it was like his eyebrow shaved off or something. And he wants to see how it looks. And the other guy's got the mirror and he's like, it looks good. See? And he's giving the mirror so you can't get a look at it.
Zach Schimmel says, you deserve everything you get. Glad to I could be here after seeing 5 years of growth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Zach has long been one of the most loyal supporters that we've ever had. And sincerely, guys, thank you all so much. We have overcome a lot on this channel. People, people shutting us down, just bad algorithm advice, just like trying every different thing. I mean, if I had my way, we would have interviews on a completely different channel now, but now the channel is what it is. You're going to get reviews. You're going to get your news. You're going to get your interviews here. And I think that we are the most reliable in wrestling history at what we're doing. And we also do it while having fun and being entertaining and hopefully being in good spirit as well. And hopefully you guys enjoy that as well.
And Alex Pulaski, yours is with Sean Ross Sapp.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna FedEx that to him probably on Monday. I'm very, very excited for that. I feel like the way that I feel, if it were up to me, and who's to say, if people have been here on the channel through 100,000 subscribers, I wouldn't mind them having one. But if, we had to decide who gets one right now, Alex Palowski deserves one. He has been here. And I think within maybe 2 months, I had said, hey, why don't you try hosting this Raw review with me? Do you have a camera and a mic? And he goes, yeah. And he lied. He didn't. So he ran to the Best Buy and got those things.
I respect that. Good for him. I
do too. I do too. And he has turned it into something where I'm not going to say he's rolling in dough, but I mean, like, this guy is a great example of do the work, be different, be good spirited. Even though I know a lot of people are like, sour grapes. Oh my God. Come on, guys. It's pro wrestling. It ain't that serious. If he's talking about somebody on a personal level, then I raise an issue. But this guy has worked so hard. He has dedicated so much time. He's helped us so much, and he's a good dude. So, man, I can't believe that we're here, especially because I thought this channel was long gone. And it wasn't never coming back.
That was a good time. That was a fun time. You know what's ironic, Sean? I think I can say this. At the time when I was trying to get the old channel back, I was dealing with Warner Brothers attorneys.
Yeah, you were.
And this was like way before AEW existed. Isn't that ironic that's how it worked out?
It was right before they existed. It was right as it was literally a couple weeks before. Wait, was it? No, I think this was after AEW.
You sure? Because we would have probably tried to use a connection to get the channel back.
No, it was around the time that AEW was starting, because they hadn't announced WBD yet.
Okay, right.
So it started in December of 2018, and it carried over into January 2019, because AEW had been announced, but we didn't know of any WBD connection there.
Right.
Because they hadn't announced the television deal as of yet. So
right.
Man, okay. But guys, I want to thank you all so much. It looks beautiful. Hold it up, Jimmy. Show the people. Somebody screenshot this.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much. We're out.